Hey guys, today I want to talk about Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, which is definitely not a made-up title. This is a real title. This is what they chose to call this movie. I love it. It's awesome. Greatest name for a film ever, hands down. Let's talk about it. This film was made in the midst of the 2008 writer's strike. This 45-minute musical stars Nathan Fillion, Felicia Day, and the amazing Neil Patrick Harris. It was written and directed by Joss Whedon, who's known for Buffy, Angel, Firefly, Cabin in the Woods, and the dude even helped write the very first Toy Story. Dr. Horrible was a film that speaks volumes on what can be accomplished without a big movie studio behind you. The movie has a cult-like following for its awesome story and its incredibly catchy music. And if you haven't seen it yet, you really need to check this out, like ASAP. And lucky for you, this entire film can be found right here on YouTube, and I'll link it in the description below if you want to check it out. Now let's talk about the 2007 to 2008 writer's strike and how it shaped the entertainment industry as we know it. The Writers Guild of America, which represents thousands of screenwriters, took a major stand against the major alliance of motion pictures and television producers. They were locked in a fierce battle over fair compensation, specifically regarding digital distribution and residuals. Now this strike began November 5th, 2007.
Remember the 5th of November.
And it lasted a whole 100 days, making it one of the longest labor strikes in Hollywood history. And during this time, writers across TV and the film industry stopped working on scripts and other writing tasks. The result? Many TV shows had to halt production mid-season, and movie projects faced delays and changes in release schedules. All of this happened back then, like it is happening right now. Now, the idea of Dr. Horrible was to write something that could be made on a very tight, limited budget and still have it look very professional. This 45-minute short internet phenomenon garnered Joss Whedon an Emmy in 2009.
Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
This is our small proof, not only that things can be done differently in this business, but that the greatest expression of rebellion is joy. Thank you.
And Time magazine even called it one of the greatest inventions of 2008. It also won People's Choice Award for favorite online sensation, and that's exactly what this is. It's a sensation. Whedon took time to create something truly magnificent during the strike, and he released it to the world without a studio and without a huge budget, showing us that the studio wasn't needed to make something that would get the praise and attention that it truly deserves. He wanted to show studios that they aren't really needed in the grand scheme of things because filmmakers can and will work without them. And if we fast forward to today, no one knows exactly how long each writer's strike will last, and without the workers, the studios are losing money every single day. So imagine a world where these studios can't outlast it. And what if those huge Hollywood studios had to take a back seat and let small, independent films steal the show? Something special could truly happen. And we all know that those big studios are like the giants of the movie world, always churning out blockbuster after blockbuster. But guys, just imagine if indie flicks became the real superstars, like this guy or this guy. I mean, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. I mean, how would that change the entire game? With the current writer's strike, it could be the next big movement. And on July 15th, Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk, aka Mark Ruffalo, posted the following tweet, or X, because I guess it's called X now. How about we all jump into indies now? Content creators create a film and TV making system alongside the studio and streaming networks. So there is an actual competition. Mark Ruffalo also stated, one surefire way to strengthen our hand right now is to become very supportive and friendly to all independent projects immediately. Push every SAG-AFTRA member to join the ones that get SAG-AFTRA waivers immediately. The studios have no competition, and this will change that. Ruffalo and some other big names want to give these big studios some competition. The more competition in cinema means the more that studios work harder to create better and more unique movies, offering a wider variety of content for audiences to enjoy. It pushes everyone to be more creative, take risks, and this results in higher quality films. The idea of us all jumping into indies is not only appealing, but it's also quite realistic. because in recent years we've seen a surge in interest and support for independent cinema. Thanks to advancements in technology, indie filmmakers now have greater access to resources and bigger audiences. What I think we really need at this point is a Dr. Horrible sequel, and the most hope we have had for a sequel was when Whedon was asked about a sequel at Comic-Con.
Can we expect to see a Dr. Horrible 2 anytime soon?
The thing that you have to understand is yes.
Also, back in 2018, Whedon appeared with his team back at Comic-Con once again, and everybody was hoping that there'd be an announcement for a sequel. However, instead he announced a series of comics that he was writing. I'll link this down in the description if you want more horribleness in your life. I do recommend it. One other way to get more Dr. Horrible is to get the Blu-ray. Here you'll actually get a whole bunch of extras, including Commentary the Musical, where all the cast come back and do another musical as commentary. At one point, Neil Patrick Harris was also asked about a potential sequel, and this is what he had to say. "Nothing would make me happier," he said, "but I have no information. I haven't seen Joss in ages, and everyone is wonderfully busy with other things. So unless the writers want to strike again, which is when we did the first one, I'm not sure when it would ever happen. Plus, I'm no spring chicken, so at a certain point, Dr. Horrible isn't Billy the Internet Geeky Kid anymore. I'm a grown man. They'll probably have to cast Nick Jonas in it. And guess what? We have a writer strike happening right now. So we have never had a better chance of getting a sequel than right now." And Joss Whedon has told us that the songs for the sequel have been written. Him and a lot of the actors have nothing but time right now to make it happen. So who knows? I guess anything could happen and it would shock the world. Now, Whedon did claim that the first film made over $3 million on a $200,000 budget. So the money would come in. The writer's strike gives us hope to see more incredible indie films, whether it's a sequel to Dr. Horrible or something else. Now go watch Dr. Horrible and tell me in the comments what your favorite independent movie is. I want to watch it like ASAP. Peace. But not really.